May 18th. Happiness is definitely something I feel I cannot afford right now. No matter how often I try to rewrite the narrative, count my blessings, it ultimately feels like the things that are most wrong are unavoidable aspects of my existence I must participate in. May 19th. In a grand scheme, I'm both in utter abundance and not. Depends on the scale we use. May 22nd. This weekend was great. And seeing my friends and being a young adult, having fun easily replaces my mind back into a place of hope. Solitude is scary. Change is scary. Moving is scary. I respect my fears, but as I drove farther and farther away from home, I felt more and more confident in my abilities and myself. May 24th. Today I felt like impulsively quitting. Today I felt sick with memories. My only pause was this idea that I was a person with no past at all. I couldn't handle my own existence. I couldn't eat or feel comfortable. I don't want to reflect anymore. June 3rd. The chance to move on, forward, go have kept escaping me. The act of all is too time-consuming for me. Somehow I just can't find the time for anything.
Somewhere it'll feel like something was robbed from me.
The troubles of getting better.
The horrors in recovery, the identification with an illness within trauma.
June 4th. This chemical change can't be fixed no matter how I think or live. It's beyond my control. In fact, I am at its mercy. The short-lived stability I feel is almost like protection from self. June 5th. This weekend has felt very family-oriented. The idea of family always felt so complex to me, estranged through language and personal secrets, like this idea of my ancestry is right there, still alive, and I couldn't reach through the barrier. The card today says surrender. To what?
Anxiety
The idea that I may never
the spirit
know,
of my mother.
or that the complexities are something I can never unravel.
Somewhere covered in familial blood bonds, I don't think I have ever known what it is like to be well. So let's say it. I know I am the violence, the knife, and the victim, the flesh.
June 6th. It might be me. Reason I feel so disconnected. Why haven't we talked like this before? Have I been putting people off? I want to ask, but it seems like one of those questions that would expose the bad sides of me. June 8th. These days feel like I'm running off the fumes of borrowed time. Beyond myself, I can barely rise and face my days. Work feels like a tremendous weight I can no longer bear, so instead it's just crushing me alive. I went to the gym today despite that. Got home at 7, unsure what the future will bring when I can barely get through the now. June 9th. I hope you are doing well and better. This anger you hold is justified and sane.
Asking, can you see me?
It makes total sense and I'm sorry. Very mournful of you and this immovable rage.
Can you see me?
I wish I could just hold you forever in a safe and comfortable space. On held on to a moment of suddenly, heavy but manageable and never the same. I wish I could replace all the supposed to be comfort figures in your life and actually be there for you all this time, since infancy, not just now, not just when it feels too late. June 17th. I quit today. Put in my 2 weeks notice. How bittersweet. June 22nd. Worried I may never find a hopeful light in my life. The truth about quitting your job is moneyless means stagnant, falling off, surrounded, dust collects faster than you would think. I might put myself down and never get back up. I thought this was livable until it was all I became. Here, I'm not really stretching, bending, or breaking, snapping back into place, distorted, a rubber band returning to a sunken place I swore I left behind. Behind. Thoughts, aged, marinated.
Into wounds I can't stop touching.
Hiding sorrow and accepting that touching painful wounds is the only pastime I learned to do. Bleeding all over anyone who wanted to bandage a river, and I miss my parents all this time.
Especially when they're right
in front of me. Especially in my memories.
June 23rd.
June 23rd. Tarnished fake jewelry simply adorned with fleeting drive. Do I have conviction? I'm more afraid of stagnation than the overwritten comfort of familiar. Ask me to elaborate. Tell me, I didn't hear you the first time. What was that? Maybe my tone of voice isn't correct. And there I go again, so concerned with what's intrinsically wrong with me. I didn't mean to hurt this much. Or hurt at all.
Clearly I'm the issue. Misguidedly, I think I'm the problem.
At some point, these interactions were tameable, normal, sane. So when did it become so fucking unbearable? Everything feels blue. I'm breathing against the grain. Was growing into myself too difficult to bear? June 27th. To trust in yourself above all else. I decided not to second guess my decisions and feelings even when I don't feel them anymore. The validity is still there. My mind became an echo chamber in my own absence to reclaim and recover. To trust in myself alone. July 1st.
Convinced happiness is some sick illusion.
Tomorrow's my last day of work. I feel like a fresh wound with invisible knives of my past coming back to seize, strike, attack at these vulnerable parts of me. Every part of me. Any moment my mind could reach beyond reality, grab the familiar handles and plunge blades back into itself as some sort of act, some sort of practice, some sort of this is all I know, this is all I can do, this is all I'm good for. July 3rd. At some point, it's less about the subconscious dialogue constantly running like a radio station, and more about the feelings that you don't know how to cope with. And I run with the idea that I'm chasing something I can never catch. The idea seemed more comforting than if there was nothing there at all. Like, what am I chasing?
What am I chasing?
You've been trying to cope by using this non-stop dialogue as a way to rationalize your way out of uncontrollable discomfort and bad feelings. July 5th. I'm officially jobless.